to the big show.
Good evening once again, basketball fans. We welcome you here to the house on the campus of Olympic High School for tonight's Olympic League basketball game. As we welcome our visitors, the Buccaneers from Kingston High School, as they take on your Olympic Your officials for tonight's ball game, Rich Ellington, Tom LaFerriere, and James Morris.
Welcome to West Sun TV presents high school basketball. It's game number 2 in our double header here to begin the 2014 season. Hard to believe. I'm the Dr. Doc Parr, joined by Spencer Anderson on the camera and streaming it live on the KidsAppSun.com. And a partner on the other microphone, Kitty Campagna, and a great matchup the last few years. This has been a great matchup. Kingston coming down to Olympic to take on the Trojans.
This year, Doc, Kingston has a brand new coach. It's Ben Wisniewski. And so we're going to see some different things out of them possibly. A lot of brand new players, but they're obviously doing quite well. They're off to a 3-2 overall start and a 3-1 Olympic League start.
And it's hard to believe here on, December 17, 18.
It is still 2013, although you're right, it's the 2014 season.
Well, it's hard to believe they've already played 4 league games.
I know.
League didn't used to start till January.
Pretty much so, but they have so many different tournaments at the end of the year now that they need that time.
And in the white and blue, the home Trojans working it around outside. And the first shot, Jameer Johnson misses. And then the maroon and gold, the Kingston Buccaneers bring it across half court. Number 10 out there, Cole Rabideau, over to number 5, Bo Rabideau, the brothers.
Senior and sophomore out there, definitely.
Long outsider is up. Rebound pulled down by the Trojans, but knocked loose. And Buccaneers come up with it. These two teams were the last year, 2013, went the farthest from any of the Olympic League boys teams in the state of Washington. Nice job there on that put through.
That was Cole Bayou.
And
he's just a sophomore.
As it turned out, in the regional district playoffs, these two teams ended up playing each other down in Tacoma.
That's how it always happens with our teams, that they play each other, so they both can't go.
And it was really one of the best basketball games I had seen in years. And as it turns out, Coach Conley's last game with Kingston.
That is correct. Exactly.
And the Trojans were the winners that day. Shot is up, and the board pulled down by the Trojans. Trojans got a little bit of height out there.
I talked to Coach Huff, and he said, you know us, you've been around us for a long time, and we haven't had height, and now we do. And,
That's true.
And I said, well, so what does that mean? He said, well, we're just still going to run. We're still going to have fun. Basic game plan that we've had before, just with a little more height.
And there we go. The home team puts 2 on the board. Jameer Johnson.
Just a sophomore, so far just some sophomores out there scoring.
And both of these teams kind of young. Nice outside shot by the Buccaneers.
That was Nathan Carlton, and you remember him during the football season as one of the premier receivers.
Well, of course, we called Nathan's name a lot during football. And one of my favorite Kingston players, both football and basketball, is not out there tonight, and that would be Mr. Henry English.
Henry's sitting the bench right now with a lovely blue cast. I spoke to him as well, and he says it's probably another 4 weeks before he gets to play, and he broke that in one of the football playoff games against
It was,
Linden.
I believe, the final game in the playoffs against the eventual state champions in the 2A, the Linden Lions. Well, up at the free throw line, the Olympic High Trojans. And it's Michaela McGinnis. We call that name quite a bit during football season.
Most of these guys play both ways, especially when you're in a 2A division.
And there we go. 2 for Michaela, or 1 for Michaela, but it's a 3-4 lead for Kingston here early in the first quarter. Rabideau, 2.
Carlton.
Nathan.
I like Rabideau to Rabideau because
Yeah, I was gonna 5 to 10. Shot off the iron, rebound pulled down, and there's some of that bigness from the Olympic High Trojans.
that was way away from the though, so still
Good
just
weight.
good, strong hands. That's what you really like to see on your big guys.
And that's a 6'5" sophomore, Jameer Johnson. 24 is McInnes back out front. Drive into the paint for TJ Mosley.
Mosley's, I don't know if he is their official leading scorer, but I've seen his name leading the scorebook quite a few of the games so far.
TJ had a lot of playing time last year. Bringing it on in will be Shane Matheny, who also had some good playing time, especially towards the end of last season.
Yeah, we really liked the way he played and how hard he played. So he is actually a baseball player and has already signed a letter of intent to play at Wazoo this next year.
Oh, boy.
I think he's an awesome third baseman, if I remember correctly.
I think John Sitton would like that. Another kook. It will hopefully hear from John as the season goes on.
Oh, definitely. Mr. Grandpa is what I call him these days.
I don't go there, Kitty.
No, it's because everything I see, he's doing stuff with his grandkids. He's volunteering at the grade school. What a great guy.
All right, it's a 1-point lead for Kingston. We're halfway through the first quarter, so not the highest scoring of quarters we have seen.
Not what you expect with the way these two teams can kind of run and gun, but Kingston, I think, is going to be known for some good defense again.
Well, first-year head coach Ben Wisniewski out there for the Kingston Buccaneers, and I believe 7 years for Devin Huff.
I did ask Devin, and he said 7. Hey, that rhymes, Doc. He's going to have to just stop right there.
Olympic with the inbound. 3:31 left here, and number 1 comes on in to Mosley.
I tried to have a conversation with Coach Wisniewski prior to, but he was in the locker room, and although I think we're pretty open, women in the locker room's really not allowed around here, and I'm okay with that.
Olympic with the inbound. Shot outside that three-point line is off, and a nice board by Bo Rabideau. Bo being the senior, 5,
yep.
And his brother 10, the sophomore.
Always fun to get to play with a sibling.
It is.
It's amazing what you know that other people don't know about that person, how they're going to move, where they're going to make their cuts. My brother and I could beat some of the best people just because we knew where the other one was.
Oh, off the glass, no iron. And Olympic with the quick rebound. Still 4-3 here with 2:43 left to go, and number 1 getting to be a extremely low scoring first quarter.
Most definitely. That is the 4th team foul on Kingston. That one's going to go on number 3. That's Wee Chiquiti.
And definitely, you look at the Buccaneers, and they've only got a couple seniors starting out there, Bo and Nathan.
And you know that they miss Henry. And
yeah.
Obviously already Carlton with 2 fouls, so he's sitting, and he probably won't be out in the game again for a little while.
Olympic will work it around outside, going down low, and a nice play off the board for Demarius Johnson, and there again, 6'5" junior.
Well, I looked at him, and he looked pretty thin, and when I watched that particular move, he had some good strength on that. Oh, nice pull-up, Jay.
And it's good. So we are tied 6-6 at the 2-minute mark here at number 1. Oh, the outside jumper, count that one for 3 for TJ Mosley.
And they still haven't, there you are, 8's the correct. It was supposed to be 6-5. I was looking at, where'd they get that extra point? So 8-6 is correct for Olympic.
Well, good you were keeping track of it. I didn't say it. You and our score.
They did correct it. That was nice.
Hey, we want to say hi to our buddy Dusty Ankers, the PA man here at Olympic for many, many years.
And see, actually, Coach Huff was just saying, wasn't that last one a 3? Because he saw it go from 6 to 8. So he was not apprised of the change.
Ball down loose.
Oh,
and
what a pass.
Olympic did a great job keeping that ball alive with 2 offensive rebounds.
Keyshawn McGee putting it down, but I believe the pass came from TJ Mosley. Found his open man underneath the basket.
We've got 1:22 left to go in first quarter here at Olympic. And the Trojans up by 4 now, 10-6.
Well, we've just had a major spurt in scoring in comparison to what we've been having so far in this game. Olympic comes in 2-4 overall, 1-2 in the Olympic League, losing a couple really close ones. So his coaches is kind of calling them they're up and down sort of team at the moment, but he'd like to see a little more consistency, learn how to use the bigs, that sort of thing.
Well, and again, this is December, and December used to be basically your preseason exhibition games, and then starting January, you'd start in the actual Olympic League play. But nowadays, you better be ready to go after Thanksgiving.
True. They only have like one game that wasn't league. Now, it's different when you look at the Narrows League because CK girls have got at least 4 in that were non-league. I know that the Ole girls schedule a couple. They're doing Auburn Riverside this year to really get some tough ones. So some of it is what you can schedule.
Oh, nice takeaway, and that was Keyshawn McGee. And we're going to get a foul. That was a beautiful takeaway there by Keyshawn.
And that time he paid back his buddy Terrence, or TJ Mosley. I'm saying Terrence because TJ's dad, Terrence, is now one of the assistant coaches over there sitting on the bench with Coach Huff and Jerry Hurd.
As well as Nate Suggs and John O'Connor. And Jerry, the coach of the JV. And since I began, Jerry, I think, has been around. And coaching.
There you are. I was going to say, you better finish that, Doc.
Jerry and me, Murray Webb from Central, who was the girls' coach back when we began.
Yeah, he's in those dean of coaches.
He sure
There's no doubt about that.
Great guy. And he has been a teacher here all those years, too. 1:06 left to go in number 1. It's a 4-point lead for the Trojans, and they'll get the inbound.
So we haven't mentioned our referees yet tonight. They're Tom LaFerriere, Rich Elkington, and James Morris. So they have 3 here, unlike the Admirals that we've seen lately with only 2. Nice move.
And that would be Jameer Johnson. Only a sophomore. He's picking up how to play that inside. Oh, nice pass. But a better block by Jameer. And count it. And send number 20, TJ Mosley, up to the free throw line.
Coach Wisniewski has put Carlton back in for a little senior leadership, even with his 2 fouls. And that's 2 on Bo Rabideau, so they have 16 fouls, none on Olympic.
Oh, man, that could be a bad sign in the second quarter. Shot is through, and it's now quickly a 15-6 lead for the Olympic High Trojans. And what has this happened in less than 3 minutes?
Exactly. They were down at, 3 points not long ago.
4-3, it seemed like.
There.
Okay, Kingston finally put some more points on the board.
That is Carlton. That is exactly why Coach needed him right back in that game.
Trojans are working around outside. They've got 3 seconds left here in quarter number 1. 1 second, and a long 3 almost goes down, but does not. For number 24 out there, Michaela McGinnis, and at the end of the first quarter, a 15-8 lead for the Trojans, and it seemed like it all happened in the last couple minutes.
And that came from defense. As you notice, they started that full court press, and Coach Huff told me that was something they were going to do. It looks as if this Kingston team is already depleted because of a few injuries, and then you suddenly have 2 guys immediately with 2 fouls. Boy, you start running that press, that's going to be tough. They're going to be the same guys out there all the time.
Well, 16 fouls on Kingston and none on Olympic, and we've got 8 minutes to go that they've got to play that way.
Very tough. The other thing that's kind of fun to watch with this Olympic team right now is that height. You know, they're both pretty young. Jameer Johnson, a sophomore, Demarius Johnson. It didn't even click with me that the last names are Johnson and probably brothers. I'm slow. Both at 6'5". Look like, again, they look like they know they've played together. They show a lot of maturity out there for young players.
And, you know, I didn't really think about it until you mentioned it, but Coach Huff, you know, he has not had any bigs for a few years.
No. So he's kind of excited. But, you know, these guys have got to play the same brand of basketball that he likes to play with, your pressing and being quick. So
here we go, second quarter underway, and the turnaround jump shot is off for Carlton. Olympic comes away with it with a 7-point lead.
Kingston had a lot of seniors on that team last year. Remember the two big guys at about 6'5", 6'6", and then your three-point specialists who are no longer here.
Shot off, and Bo Rabideau with the rebound for the Bucks. Sends it over to brother Cole. And foul is going to be called on number 32, Keyshawn McGee. Well, 2 years in a row, these Kingston Buccaneers were the third best as far as playoffs in the championships in the state of Washington.
And that was with a couple kind of different casts, in fact, between
totally
those.
different.
So that very impressive.
Oh, nice board that time by Demarius Johnson.
That one did not go down, but nice form, nice idea. Love the pull-up, Jay.
There's the other Johnson out there. Back out front to Michaela. Uh-oh, ball loose. And Kingston comes away with a good hustle by Cole Rabideau to grab that ball, take it across half court. 15-8 lead for the Trojans over the Buccaneers. 6:30 to go in the second quarter.
Finally,
and the whistle.
That's a second foul on Olympic. Boy, they extend that defense. You don't get any free dribble time, do you?
You know, my feeling is, especially once you get into playoffs and postseason, it's D. It's really the D keys a whole lot of basketball, football.
Oh, very true.
Even volleyball. We love those blocks at the net.
And the digs.
Shot is off, and the rebound goes to Demarius Johnson. This actually kind of looks like an interesting Olympic league this year.
Bremerton
I don't know if we've got a
so
major,
far looking real good.
Well, Coach Bowden, who for many, many years worked with Coach Callahan down at South. But, well, we will see how they progress. But other than maybe Bremerton, it looks like a lot of parity.
Oh, I think so. And I think actually Bremerton, obviously I think they can be beat, but they've just shown a lot of speed is one of the things they have going for them.
And here's that full court pressure. Boy, we saw that really pay off in the Admirals games last week. Shot is off, and who's got the board? Fight for it. Nice job. And Kingston will pull it down. Nathan Carlton.
Sustad with really nice form on the shot. It just isn't going yet.
And Bo Rabideau's shot is off the iron, and they're going to say on the out-of-bounds line was Darren Town in the game. And so the Buccaneers will get it back. 5:40 left to go in this first half, and still, it's like the first 6 minutes of the quarter.
They're not allowed to score.
Right.
There might be a rule that we haven't been told. The WIAA says today.
Three-point jumper, there we go. We broke it, and it was sophomore Cole Rabideau for the Buccaneers, and they needed that to get back into this game. 15-11 now, down by only 4.
Coach Wisniewski looking as young as the guys on his bench basically over there. He is, I think he's like 26, 27, so he is a pretty young fella.
Caleb McInnes with Sends it over to TJ, back to Michaela, back down inside to Town. Town is a senior. Uh-oh! Time clock violation. We almost have forgotten about that watching the Admirals games.
True. And even in these, that doesn't happen very often. But it's going to happen more often when you are at the end opposite your bench, because certainly the Kingston bench isn't going to yell that you're almost out of clock.
35-second clock at boys in high school. 30-second for the
Oh, that
girls.
was pretty.
Oh, and it goes finally. That was a nice move by the Bucks.
That's Carlton.
Within two now, 15-13. And it seems Olympic may have lost a little focus here. Yeah, Kingston may be feeling that momentum shift.
Both coaches bringing in some new bodies, trying to get a little life out there.
I like this full court play by the Olympic team.
Now that's the body of a wide receiver. Lee Chiquiti into the game. That's number 3.
Kingston working around outside, inside to Carlton. Shot is off and a nice board. That's on by Johnson. Demarius.
Michael Laver out there, 23. Some new faces for the Olympic team as well.
Michael, a senior. Town sends it inside to Johnson. Nice play by Darren Town to Demarius Johnson.
I think Darren had that shot as well, but if you can have both of those shots, what a deal.
Well, if you got a choice between a free throw or a layup, it was the layup with the big guy.
Oh, there's a 3 from number 4. That's Alex Barrett.
And it's a 1-point game with 3:24 here in quarter number 2, period 2. Down low to Mr. Johnson, and Demarius put timeout. 3:14 left to go in the half, and it's a 3-point lead for the Trojans, but you got to give the Kingston Buccaneers some kudos here because they have fought back into this game.
Even with that continued full court press, they figured out how to handle it. Some really good job of passing it quickly. As soon as they come on top of you, you got to get rid of that ball. And just a little bit more luck. They've had the nice 3 a couple of threes. Cole Rabideau and Alex Barrett putting up some threes, and Nathan Carlton.
Football. But Coach Ethorn from East High School and Bourbon High School always liked his players to play other sports. And I think that's a great idea.
Well, I think it, for one thing, increases your vision. You're learning different things that you're looking for, your intelligence out there, knowing the smart thing, clock management, things like that. All slightly different in the different sports, but certainly things that you can pick up on.
That's right. It makes you think.
It does. That's number 2 with the shot.
That would be Tyler Shuey. Off. Nice drive by the Trojans, but foul's going to be called, and going up to the free throw line will be Michael Laver.
Tyler did make sure he didn't score. If you're going to foul him, you better make sure he doesn't score.
And, you know, I had some friends who played pretty well into college level football. And in high school, they actually took some ballet and some dance. And the
Balance.
college football coach actually said, "Did you take," and they went, "Well, yeah." And he said, "Great."
Oh, both of those
nice
perfect.
shot by Laver. And again, that full court pressure. Kingston with it, crossing the paint is Cole Rabideau, sends it over to the sideline, and it looks like Kingston's going to, well, no, they're going to have a discussion whether Kingston or Olympic will get it.
I do believe it's going to go to Kingston.
I thought so originally. That appears to be what's going to happen. Tyler Shuey will bring it in.
Alex Campana into the game.
2:46 to go here in the first half.
Alex's brother hurt in the JV game.
Oh, ball loose and another layup and score for Lover.
23-16 lead for Olympic.
Michael's done a good job since his
He's
kid
done a
come
really
in the
nice
game.
job taking it to the hoop.
Kingston works down into the paint. They'll kick it back out to Rabideau, and that time the foul's going to be called on the Olympic High Trojans, T.J. Mosley.
Sophomore Colin Vayu, number 40, playing the post for Kingston at 6'1". So I see the tallest gentleman listed there is they have someone at 6'2". So they're going to have to use speed and position to work against some of the bigger guys.
Rabideau with the inbound to Rabideau.
Most of the starters back out there.
Oh, look out! Mr. Johnson says, not in my neighborhood.
And I keep waiting for the kids to scream, "You've been swatted."
Oh, count it! 3 points for number 5, Bo Rabideau.
That three-pointer being kind to these Kingston guys, bringing them back in the game. They're only down by 4.
23-19, under 2 to go. Nice move by Johnson down low, working it inside for the Trojans. They're going to say out of bounds off Olympic, and Kingston will bring it in.
You pretty much just could say Johnson there because there were a couple of them hanging around that ball.
That's your Twin Towers.
Yeah.
Johnson and Johnson.
They might be of different ages, but
Carlton kicks it out to Rabideau. Back to Nathan, who taps it over to Vayu.
11 seconds on the shot clock.
Kingston working around outside the three-point line. Rabideau goes in for the jumper. It's good for 2. 2-point game, 23-21, 1:10 to go. We have a whistle. And that's going to go against the Buccaneers. And the Trojans up to the free throw line for the 1-and-1.
So that's 18 fouls on Kingston.
Moses' first shot is good, so he'll get a second opportunity.
Ooh, they're going to wipe that out. And
Uh-oh.
there must have been a lane violation.
And since it was a 1-and-1, if the first shot doesn't count, you don't get number 2.
Nope. nor do you get any do-over.
Oh, just take it away and put it, well, I didn't put it down, but he'll get an opportunity for 2. Man, Michael Lover, a senior out there, has made a big difference for Olympic here since he's come into the game.
Only 2 points separating these two teams with a minute remaining here in the first half.
Yeah, the last few years we've done this competition between these two teams, it has been quite a contest.
That's why we do this, Doc.
Yeah, that's a good one. Yep, it sure is. We Chiquiti in the game for Kingston. 1 minute exactly on the clock. Candidate. Oh, good D by Olympic, but Kingston got a hold of it, sends it down low, and a nice play by
Vayu.
Ball's loose, and who's going to come up with it? Nice job by Demarius. Long outsider is off. Rebound by the Bucks. Knocked loose, and Olympic will get it back. And they are going to send the Trojans, the Kingston Buccaneers will send the Trojans to the free throw line.
Well, I think that is foul number 3 on Bo. Yep.
And it's now the double bonus. 10 team fouls on Kingston, and at least over half of those were in the first quarter.
So here's the question, Doc. If a person has a line violation and you make the shot, I know it doesn't go down in the scorebook, but does it go down as a miss when you're figuring out percentages? That's the question of the day.
It would be for the stats people, the
Yeah.
mathematicians.
That's
out there,
them.
yes. Oh, good rebound and putback by Demarius Johnson. It's good to see Coach Huff, who himself was a big.
That is correct.
Using his bigs.
There you are. Ooh,
Oh, good defense by the Trojans. 10 seconds. They're putting on a little bit of a run. Good tight ball game, though. Once again, back into Johnson. Kick it out. Count it, and that's worth 3 for T.J. Mosley. And that is the end of the first half. And in those under a minute to go, the Trojans pushing it, taking a 30-23 lead over the Kingston Buccaneers.
Doc, a good first half, a lot of action out there. Kingston in a little bit of trouble with fouls. Bo Rabideau with 3, Carlton with 2. We'll see how that affects them because those seniors are really needed out there.
Alrighty, well, thanks for tuning in. We're West Sound TV. We want to thank the KidsAppSun.com for streaming these games live for you at KidsAppSun.com/basketball,
I assume.
Yeah. Spencer Anderson's on the camera doing the streaming for you. Kitty Cabana on the other microphone, and I'm the Doc. And it's a 7-point lead for the Trojans, but I don't think that's going to continue as we start the second half, so you better stay tuned. ask her to check the feed. Welcome back to Olympic High School, and it is the Western TV High School basketball game of the week, and number 2 in our doubleheader, going out live over the internet thanks to the KidsAppSun.com. And happy to be here as 2013 gets ready to wrap up. This game is being played on the 18th of December. I'm the Dr. Doc Power. Spencer Anderson's on the camera for you tonight and streaming it for the Sun, and Kitty Campagna on that other microphone. And as we start out the third period, a 7-point lead for the Trojans, who have the inbound 30-23 over the Kingston Buccaneers. And both of them have come on at the end of the quarter for the Trojans.
Well, and the person who we saw a lot of nice stuff. Oh, will not go down for Johnson.
Good move, though, by Jameer.
Good stuff from Michael Laver, who ended up with 5 points. But the high scorer for Olympic was T.J. Mosley, who canned that three-pointer at the very end of the half.
And the big block by Demarius Johnson. 6'5" for the Trojans. Trojans in the home white and blue. And Kingston get it in. Now Coach Heff is saying to go the other way, and one of our referees agrees. So the Trojans will get the inbound.
It was Tom LaFerriere who said there was the touch. Good work by the officials, making sure they got that correct.
McGee out there starting this half for the Trojans. Caleb McGinnis out at the point. T.J. Mosley, the Trojan leading scorer. And down low to number 44, Demarius Johnson. I think we may be calling his name a few times this season, Kitty.
Demarius, the second one into double figures with that. He has 10 points on the evening.
He seems to have a pretty good knowledge of that moves that the big man should make down in the paint. Nice board by Johnson, a quick output, and that, I think, had a possibility of still going down before it was touched by the Trojans.
You know, and I don't know how that works, because that should have been a goaltend on the Trojans, because it was touched on the rim.
So is he going to get 2 shots?
I would assume so.
I guess he will. I guess the whistle blew before the goaltend. First one is for Kayshawn.
Yeah, had it gone down, it would have counted. So it kind of an interesting concept.
Just underway here in number 3, and a 32-23 lead by the Trojans. Make that 33-23 a 10-point lead.
Keyshawn with 3 points. Just a little bit too close by Mosley. That's going to be at least his second, if not his third foul. Just his second.
And the Buccaneers will inbound it. That'll be Weech Keaty, the inbound. Ooh, good hustle D that time by McGee.
Quick hands on this Olympic squad. Rich Elkington handing it off to Chiquiti.
McInnes will be guarding Chiquiti on the inbound. Oh, sends it into town. Ball knocked loose, and the Trojans come away with it. Mosley to McInnes, back to Mosley. That one is off, but look at that. Nobody at Keisha McGee, and he gets a freebie. 35-23, biggest lead for the Trojans. Count it, nice little drive by junior Miles Sustad.
Those are his first 2 points so far. Highest score for the Buccaneers was Cole Rabideau with 7.
And the double team down low, but they're going to call a foul, and I think it's going to go on Cole Rabideau. We'll see who they put up on the board. Yep.
That's 2 on Cole, 2 team fouls this half.
Man, turnover to the Buccaneers. Down by 10, 35-25 at the 5:36 mark in the third period. Oh, almost a takeaway. And the Trojans, they're coming right out here in the third quarter with that full court. I like it.
Well, it is the way they have played for years. Coach Huff, that is his style, definitely.
Oh, very nice move by Carlton, but he could not put it down. He had 2 defenders in the air.
Well, I liked his baby hook and that he got some good height on it. I remember that one against my brother in the driveway because that's the only way you get it above that taller person, but just not quite under control.
That's right. That's why I was called Dr. Hook for a while out there
Dr.
on
Hook,
that
oh
court.
no.
Because almost everybody was taller than me.
Yeah, I know that problem.
And could jump.
Yep.
The great Lenny Wilkins, his cross the paint hook shot, my favorite. And he could go either direction.
Mosley puts in the first free throw.
And of course, we all basketball fans can never forget the sky hook. From
That's
the big
true.
Man.
Kareem.
Second one down for Mosley. So he's adding to the point total.
He's up to 12 for, got an even dozen.
And it's now a 12-point lead for the Trojans. And they're still throwing that full court on. I think Coach Huff's had him doing a bunch of conditioning exercises here.
No doubt about it that Alex Barrett back into the game for Kingston. He did a nice job helping to break that press earlier.
Carlton's jump shot is up, and the rebound pulled down by McGee.
The double move underneath.
Nice move. That's Jameer Johnson. Looks like those Johnsons know how to use that 6'5".
Yeah, it's more than tall. You watch the footwork that's
Oh, yeah.
out there. They've been having some training. There's so many places where you can get big man training nowadays.
And the shot is up for Rabideau.
Now, that is unlike Bo. I've seen him shoot, and he's much better. He's not getting his feet under him. There have been a couple times that's happened tonight.
About halfway through the third period here, and it's a 39-25 lead for the Olympic High Trojans.
Yeah, they've doubled their lead. Getting some confidence with that as well.
Good board, pulled down that time by Grayson Neal. The Bucks drive the baseline. Ball is knocked out by Olympic, so they'll get the inbound. Plenty of time, 25 seconds on the shot clock.
Chiquiti gonna trigger it in.
Neal out front to Carlton. Over to the other side of the court. Shot is off, and a rebound pulled down by another Johnson.
And that actually was because McGee boxed out on his side that was so wide open. Really a skill that you like to see.
It sure is, and you know, boxing out is so critical, and it's one of those things that you don't see that much at the high school level.
Not enough, they learn. I mean,
It takes some learning.
it does. You've got to learn how to use your rear end, basically. We talked about
That's what you got. That's right.
Davis on the Admirals and how well he did that, and he wasn't one of the taller guys out there.
Oh, nice pass. That was a great inbound pass. Olympic couldn't convert.
Drawn up beautifully, just not finished.
Barrett with it for the Buccaneers. And again, ball knocked loose. Good D, and the Trojans. Uh-oh. And that time, Demarius misses the stuff.
There was the excitement in the building. The people in front of
everybody was-
standing and
yeah,
ready.
Everybody was waiting for it.
That's going to be 2 fouls on Johnson. What we didn't point out on the last set of plays, that third foul went to Carleton. So they got a couple players on Kingston that have 3.
And unfortunately for the Buccaneers, with 3 minutes to go in number 3, they're already up to 4 team fouls. And that killed them in that first half.
It didn't help, that's for sure.
Did not help at all. Bucks will bring it in. 3 minutes to go here in the third period. 39-25 lead for the Olympic High Trojans.
Laver picked up his first foul, so it's 3 team fouls on Olympic.
Cole Rabideau, he'll take the shot behind the three-pointer. Won't go down, and the rebound to McGee.
Doc, I could have predicted that wasn't going in. Oh, nice defense.
Oh, good. Double team down low on Johnson, and Bo Rabideau pulling it out.
It was a good pass inside, but the big man brought it down, and you got to avoid that if you can.
And there it is, in for Neal.
His first 2 points of the evening.
2.5 to go here in the third period.
Only 4 points scored by Kingston so far in this quarter.
And they're going to blow a whistle on clear out against the Buccaneers. No, that's going to be on...
That one's on
sophomore Cole.
And that's his third foul. But that can happen when you are 6 foot versus 6'5".
Nice attempt by Bo there to steal that ball and knock it out of bounds off an Olympic High Trojan, but he missed him. Jameer Johnson will bring it in, sends it on in to Michaela McGinnis, who is
not good,
fouled.
not good.
Yeah, you don't need to do that.
Well, that's also
one.
foul number 4 on Bo.
Yeah, and I think Coach Wisniewski needs Bo in the game.
Well, he's got a guy waiting to come in.
Oh, counted for 2 for the Trojans. And Lover almost knocked at it off of Buccaneers, but Kingston will save it and take it across court. Oh, there's the takeaway. Let's see if it happens this time. Yeah.
Much more controlled.
That's
Nice,
right.
very nicely done.
Jamarius Johnson with the stuff and a timeout at the 1:45 mark here at number 3, and it's a 43-27 lead.
And Wisniewski just got a technical, Doc. He went up and spoke to the referees, unhappy with something called, and LaFerriere rang him up.
So the Trojans, after this timeout, will get a shot at a freebie. 1:45 left to go at number 3, and a 43-27 lead for the Olympic High Trojans.
Well, Doc, that full court pressure is tough, and the quick hands on just even the inbound that we're watching down here. Laver several times has at least interrupted what's happening, and so then Kingston comes down and hurries it a bit and can't really get into their offense. So whether they've actually stolen it, what they've at least done is change the shape of that offense for Kingston.
Now, the Trojans come in with 2 losses so far in the Olympic League.
Yeah, overall, they only have 1 loss in Olympic League. Oh, you're right, you're right.
And I believe one of those losses was to Bremerton.
I think that's correct.
But who was the other one?
I will find that for you, Doc.
They're looking pretty good tonight. They are looking pretty good out there.
So they lost to Squim, 57-50.
Okay, and Squim last year had a strong team on the boys' side.
And actually, their other loss is to Port Angeles. They haven't played Bremerton yet.
They have not played the Bremerton Nine Knights.
I think it's Kingston who has a loss. Kingston beat Squim, beat Port Angeles, and they lost to Bremerton.
And for the technical, it won't go down. Number 1, I guess they're going to give them a 2-shot technical.
I think most of them
on
are now.
Bench.
Yeah.
Well, it was a bench tee. Second one is good. And Olympic will get the inbound. That's kind of interesting. So Kingston beat Port Angeles and Squim. And Olympic lost to PA and Squim. And tonight, Olympic leading 44-27.
Yep, that's the Olympic League for you, Doc. I think you've just explained it.
I love it.
Yeah. Oh, it is so true, especially with the high school age. Any day, they who's hot tonight?
McGee with it, sends it down to Mosley in the corner. Down low to the big guy. Good double team, triple team, and we're going to call it jump ball possession arrow to Kingston.
Jonathan Hinzo playing for Kingston now, number 35.
And he will bring it in. Gets it into Sustad, and again a full court pressure.
We'll see if we get the push before the travel. Okay.
17 fouls on the Buccaneers, 4 on the Trojans, 1:16 left to go in the third.
That was the first foul on Shane Matheny.
Outside that three-pointer, elevate for three, and they're going to say, give him one more. Too bad the 3D light wasn't on, kidding.
So Shane picks up his second foul pretty quick right after his first foul.
And Kingston going up to the free throw line, and boy, they could use some points. Cole Rabideau.
That would be a quick four that
Sure
would
be.
help bring him back.
Coach Wisniewski moving people in and out.
He is seeing what combinations work. Kind of tough when you put in your guys that have 3 or 4 fouls, because their defense is going to be limited.
4 points for Cole Rabideau.
Is that 4 points the old-fashioned way, Doc?
That is. Nice pass down low. Johnson, though, kicks it out, and a good defensive effort by Carlton. Carlton knocking it loose out there. Under a minute to go in the third.
Coach Huff screaming at somebody. Sustad puts it up, but rebound to Johnson.
Nice drive across the paint, but wide open. Down low is the other Johnson. That would be number 52, Jameer, the sophomore, who gets fouled, and he'll go up to the free throw line.
That was a really tough angle. He came at that and tried to make that. I think the foul's going to be on Grayson Neal, but he made sure that that dunk did not happen.
And knowing Coach Huff, he may discuss at a team meeting after the game the idea of if you're don't have full confidence and 100% you're going to make that stuff. Put it off that little box behind the backboard, behind the hoop. But he'll go up to the free throw line for 2.
I've seen some good decisions by Jameer, though, because he's had a couple passes whipped in there where he should have the shot, but it's come in so quickly and he's not prepared, so he's made the pass back out.
Ball loose. Kingston on the floor to grab it, and Rabideau is going to get called for the foul.
The travel,
excuse me. He tried to call a timeout.
He did, it looked like, but he rolled before he got that in.
30 seconds to go here, and number 3, and the Trojans with it.
I don't think anyone's going to volunteer to have Mosley on him, or we saw it as well from Laver that they just steal that ball.
And there's another travel call, turnover to the Buccaneers. Shot clock is off, 17.9 left to go in the period.
Buccaneers doing a nice job of doubling on that.
They really have. They've been doubling or even tripling the big man down low almost every time.
Okay, these guys now have their teammates at this end to tell them that there's only 5 seconds left.
Oh, takeaway. Jameer knows there's 5 seconds
and
left.
Does it count? It does. I don't think it counted.
Oh, too bad. But it counted for the crowd. They love that one. And at the end of 3 quarters, the Olympic High Trojans leading the Kingston Buccaneers 46-31. And even if it didn't count, the hometown fans loved it.
Oh, they certainly did. That's a long ways to go for a big guy, because I looked when he got it, there were 2.1 seconds, and I'm thinking, oh, that could be interesting. So,
And actually, that was a pretty nice stuff. That was a one-hander going up high and laying her straight down.
yeah, one of the ones I prefer to do, exactly. What
Well,
an entertaining game,
It
though.
looks better than the two-hander.
There you are,
Unless
exactly.
the two-hander is behind your back.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, after 3 quarters, the Trojans with a pretty good-sized lead, 46-31. But you can't fault anybody for effort out there tonight.
Most definitely. These Kingston guys are just out-heighted as part of it.
That's
And when they double down, that's going to open up the outside. They haven't done a lot of three-point shooting on the Olympic team, which is kind of nice to see. It's the way, earning it the old-fashioned way, going with the twos. But they have some capable three-point shooters as well.
Well, we're about ready to begin the 4th quarter here at Olympic High School as the Trojans lead the Buccaneers 46-31. We're West Sound TV. Spencer Anderson's on the camera for you, streaming it live on the kidsapsun.com. And we want to thank them for sure for streaming live high school sports to not only our community, but worldwide on that World Wide Web.
It is pretty cool, I must admit. I go check them out when they're out there.
And we are underway. I'm the Dr. Doc Parr and Kitty Campagna on the other microphone. Nice turnaround jump shot.
Gotta love that.
Oh, the takeaway by Mosley. Mosley will send it to the big man down in the paint. He'll kick it back out. They'll work it around, and that shot off. And they're going to blow the whistle and I think call a foul on Olympic.
That one's going to be on Demarius Johnson. Only the 5th or 6th team foul, 3 on Demarius.
And here again, we're in the 4th quarter. It's a 17-point lead, and Coach Huff still throwing on that full court pressure. I like it.
I remember some of these girls teams who do it full time, and it has been pretty successful.
That's exactly what I was thinking. The girls, some of the successful girls teams have done it for a few years.
Auburn Riverside was that way.
They're a big one. That's right.
I remember Lincoln and the boys, and that's because they had interchangeable parts. They would just bring one guy in who looked like the other, and away you go.
Kingston working it around outside that three-point line. Pass down low, and the jumper is good for Nathan Carlton.
Carlton with 8 points. One of the high scorers for Kingston.
And I believe Kingston is definitely missing Mr. Henry English.
Oh, he's kind of he's got so much heart out there that he's fun to watch play. Plus, he can hit that three, so that certainly doesn't hurt you.
And he actually was on that one team, I believe, that went to state a couple years ago.
As a sophomore, he was a contributing factor.
Yes, he was.
This one's going to be, I believe, on Chiquiti.
And going up to the free throw line will be the Olympic Trojans. Buccaneers now have 8 team fouls, so they are in that penalty. Bonus for the Trojans.
Keyshawn McGee to the line.
McGee sure has done a nice job coming in.
Well, that's what I have noticed, a lot of contributions from several people. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Trojans who have scored, and very balanced. Demarius Johnson with 12. You got Jameer Johnson with 12. That's a familiar number. And then Mosley with 12. So 7 from Laver. And then I think you have...
Oh, Darren Town made that rebound off the missed free throw and did a great job on the rebounding. And coming in was Jameer Johnson, who walked, unfortunately, but a good job by Town.
You love the pass that goes with that, exactly. Oh, here's the steal.
The takeaway. And That will send number 24, Michaela McInnes, up to the free throw line.
I think that's going to go on Carlton, and happened because of how he just kept driving. Carlton really didn't try to stop him. He just couldn't stop himself and get out of the way. Oh, I think they're going to put it on Sustad
I was
instead.
going to say up there, but that now puts Olympic into the double bonus. 10 team fouls.
Yeah, with 6 minutes remaining here.
A lot of time left, and it's already a 50-33 lead for Olympic.
All of McCaleb's points have come from the line tonight. He's got 2. Make that 3.
That's right. And it's 51-33 lead for the Trojans with 6 minutes, 10 seconds left to go in the game. Kingston working around, and luckily they maintain the possession. And you can see this is a young team from Kingston. New coach, new system out there.
Nice pass. That foul's going to go on the other Rabideau, Cole, and I believe that's his 4th as well.
And every foul now Kingston commits, no matter where it is worth 2 shots at the free throw line for the Trojans, unless, of course, it's beyond the 3-point line. Count it. Number 1 is good for Keyshawn McGee.
I have him 3 of 6 from the line tonight.
Second one's good. Keyshawn is a junior out there. Full court pressure. The Buccaneers get it across. Half court. And the outside jump shot is up for Carlton. Fight for the rebound, and they're going to call jump ball.
Possession arrow to Olympic. Town and Sustad in on that.
So senior Darren Town will bring it in for the Trojans.
You know, that the defense by Olympic, even at the other end, it just makes for the Kingston team to be a bit on the chaotic side.
Oh, you're gonna call
offensive foul.
Yeah, player control foul of the charge. That's going to be tagged on TJ Mosley.
That is his 3rd foul.
I think in the old days we might have called it clearing out.
Coming from timber country, we're going to make a clearing.
5 minutes and 10 seconds left to go in the game.
Trying to run a bit of a weave, and the
and Kingston with the turnover on that. You got to have ball handlers if you're going to do
even
that.
as Coach Wisniewski's on the sideline and grabs that loose ball, he's showing him how to hold it and how to make the pass. There is nothing I dislike more than a weak pass, so I have to agree with him as a coach.
Oh, the takeaway. Nice job by Chiquiti. And they're going to blow the whistle, say he was fouled, and he'll go up to the free throw line.
That's 4 on Mosley.
And Coach Huff talking to Michaela McInnes. And Mosley will have to sit it out with 4, I guess, for the last 4:47.
Well, he might come back. He's only got 4. Oh.
Good block, and Town with a good board. And who's got it?
That was Town putting it back up.
Olympic had it, and they will get the inbound on just pure hustle. Almost maybe a little too much hustle.
It kind of out of position, a little too far under the backboard on a couple of those. And those things are happening now. I think you see a little fatigue. These guys have done full court pressure the whole game, so they've got to be tired.
And it pays off once again. The Trojans with the takeaway.
Vayu trying to bring that down, just a high pass, but they had to do that to get it over the 6'5" gentleman at the inbound line.
Into town, down low to Johnson, shot is off, and Kingston comes away with it. About 4 minutes left to go in the game. You know, we talk about the physicality and how much energy it takes for we usually talk about the defenders on the full court press, but you better say the offense is putting out a whole lot of extra energy too, because they're not getting to walk it up.
Oh, definitely.
And Rabideau with the shot.
Rabideau with 13 points leading Kingston. Sophomore shows why he starts. Oh, a 5-second call.
Okay. And so it'll be a turnover to Kingston. Now, would you like to explain that 5 seconds?
He was guarded, and they say he was guarded for 5 seconds. So that is really...
He didn't move the ball or the move toward the hoop.
Correct. And that's a 2 by Jameer Johnson.
Oh boy, and Darrentown with the takeaway. Olympic is looking like they're going to run the table here. You know, it's good to see. Last year they took it deep. Oh, nice play. Good put in by McInnes. They took it deep into postseason, the Olympic High Trojans. This year, totally different look, but taking care of business.
Well, they were kind of a one-man team last year, or got stuck in that. And this year, I don't think that's true. They have so many different pieces. I bet Coach Huff is having some fun with having height. And
I was going to say, they did not have the Johnsons.
Right, and he's looking for the way that they're going to be able to make this gel as the year goes on. You know, those 1 or 2 point losses they were having early on, see them go away. You know, against Port Angeles, they lost by 2, only 7 to Squim. Just, you know, that kind of night.
So this is going to be a team that is, to me, gelling tonight.
That could be it.
And that'll stay with Kingston. 2:41 left to go. 57-35 lead for the Trojans. Weechikidi, I'll bring it in. Into Carlton.
Yeah, Kingston just trying to find some scorers out there. Carlton is typically one of their scorers, and he's got such height on him, so he's trying to open up on the side.
And again, that's one thing we know Henry English can do.
True.
Who's not out there, he can score. Oh, good save by Sustad, keeping it alive for the Trojans. 10 seconds on the shot clock, though. Oh, and another takeaway by the Trojans.
Oh, that is too bad. That goes off of the Kingston player out of bounds. Whole new group of Buccaneers entering the game.
Alex Barrett couldn't quite hang on to it. And so with 2 minutes here and a couple of seconds, the Trojans will bring it in, and it'll be Marcus Harris inbounding.
I see Alex Campana into the game.
We got a lot of new players out there for the Olympic
all
High
the
Trojans.
above. Marcus Harris out there. 25 I watched play in the JV game. I'll have to find his number on that list.
Yeah, good hustle by Barrett for the Buccaneers. 3-point shots off the front of the iron, and Town will get the bullet.
Eric Turnquist, number 21.
Minute 30 left to go in the game.
Oh, number 25 is...
Oh, Darren Turn with the old pro move from 30 years ago. Kind of a look this way, look that way, and a turnaround
We'll
jump.
put it there. And 25 is a freshman, Tyler Yost. Well, we saw a step on that one.
Kingston will be tagged with a foul, or the travel, excuse me. 59-35 lead for the Bucks, just a little bit over a minute left to go. or for lead for the Trojans, and they have played a good ball game tonight.
Foul trouble plaguing the Buccaneers all night, and so you could just see how that, when you didn't have your senior leadership out there, what it was going to do to you.
And the Buccaneers just are not quite working together and gelling as the Trojans certainly are tonight.
You know, they got that foul. There could have been an elbow out here, not against Barrett, put in his face, and I don't know at the high school level what their emphasis is on that.
Under a minute to go, and the Trojans up to the free throw line. And that will be number 25.
And that's Yost.
Okay, Yost. First shot is off, and he'll get a second. Count it.
Always fun to make it into the scorebook some way other than fouling someone.
25-point lead for Olympic High. Ball loose on the floor, and the hustle play to the Trojans.
Campana with the steal. You gotta love it though, how hard when these guys, the second team comes in, how hard they play, because this is their opportunity.
Shots off, rebound is gonna go to, they're gonna say it stays with Olymp.
I think that is correct. It went on. Marcus Harris had it knocked out of his hands.
Hey, you know, I love Coach Huff. He's up by 20 points, and he's still putting on that pressure.
Well, because these guys need to learn it too. So I can actually understand that.
And the drive to the iron won't go down for the Buccaneers. Rebound pulled down by Campana.
Hinzo with the drive. Fans and bench up, clapping, enjoying this win.
And that's it. End of the ball game, and it's a 25-point win for the Olympic High Trojans over the Buccaneers from Kingston, 60-35. Good hustle on both sides, but boy, the Trojans are looking like they're getting back into last year's postseason form already.
Well, you certainly love to see this right before the break. I think they have like one game during the break, so this is certainly the way you want to go into it. They went from a 7-point lead to a 24-point lead, or 25-point lead at the end. Quite the breakaway. Great defense. They got some height. We saw some dunks that were a lot of fun. I mean, I think they're going to take on the Admirals next. What's your thought?
Well, that would be fun to see, but I think it might be a little lopsided.
I do too.
The semi-pro team.
I have to agree, but it's good to have some fun out there as well. But this Kingston team, I would not ever count them out. You got a brand new coach. They're learning the system. Always have been hard workers. We know how they play football. We know that they have the ability.
I think they have some way to go for sure, but they're definitely working it. But it's just, I really like, number one, I like that full court pressure the whole game that Coach Huff is having his team play. And number two, it's a different team than it was last year, almost completely different in style and feel, but they're doing the same job, which is winning.
That's true.
So good job by Coach Devin Huff and the Olympic High Trojans tonight with the victory over the Buccaneers. Well, this has been two pretty good games, pretty fun games to start out our 2014 high school basketball season. The Cougars still undefeated.
They are. The girls
Cougars.
are. And our next game will be January 3rd, hopefully, CK girls at South Kitsap girls.
And that will be a Narrows League matchup that I think could be a pretty good game. Well, we're West Sound TV. Spencer Anderson on the camera, streaming it live for the KidsapSun.com. Thanks to them for doing that. And thanks to Kitty for producing high school sports and being on that other microphone. I'm the doctor, Doc Parr, and I guess it's a whole new year, Kitty.
We will see you next year, isn't it?
That's right. We will. We're here in 2013, but you're watching the game in a whole new year, so that's good to know. Well, stay tuned. We will see you soon.